All right, guys. So there's been a very interesting list of people that the president is considering pardoning, including himself, that was brought forth by Bloomberg. Now, when I read the article and took a look at it, some of the people that he's considering pardoning include Ivanka Trump, Kimberly Guilfoyle, Dan Scavino, Rudy Giuliani, and also other campaign officials and basically a lot of people in his administration. Also, some surprising names on the pardon list is also some celebrities like Lil Wayne and Kodak Black, right? So I looking at this, I was like, wow, this is really a fascinating list of people that the president is considering pardoning. But the first thing I want to talk about is, should the president pardon some of the celebrities like Lil Wayne and Kodak Black? And I think the answer to that question is definitely a yes. And the reason why is because it's about the culture war, guys, right? It's about moving forward in the future and understanding, okay, President Trump has to rebuild. Lost the establishment. He has to rebuild. And pardoning people like Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, those type of artists, those type of people have a huge influence on culture, okay? So pardoning them, it creates allies and people who are aligned with the president, who's going to vocally support him. It plays into his benefit to do so from a public image standpoint. And guys, that is important, because what we're currently going through right now is that the media is going to try to slaughter the president, anybody that's associated with him, anything that he does. So at this point, you got to try to take the wins where you can get them. This would be an easy win. Lil Wayne had pleaded guilty to possessing a firearm by a convicted felon. Kodak Black is also facing federal prison time for weapons charges and also falsifying paperwork to get those weapons. So again, guys, I mean, we can disagree about, whether or not they deserve to be pardoned. But I do think that President Trump should do it because, again, it is a W for him on the culture war. Now, also, this wasn't talked about in the Bloomberg article, but I really, really, really hope he is considering pardoning Edward Snowden or Julian Assange. I really hope he is considering it. I don't know at this point, but again, if he does that, again, that's another W for him in the culture war category. That's something that the left and the right both agree with. It will be a major W for him in his fight against the establishment, right? He has nothing to lose at this point. Now, before all this, I would say, well, if he did pardon Edward Snowden or Julian Assange, maybe he's risking losing more support from the establishment. But at this point, he doesn't have any support from the establishment. So it's like, why not just go ahead and do it? I mean, in my opinion, that could be something that's seen as like kind of the last, stab, at the establishment by pardoning at least one of those two, in my opinion. So I really hope he's considering it. And that would make it so it's like he goes out with a bang, and it's like, again, another slap in the face to the establishment from the president in what would be a wildly popular move on both sides of the aisle. Now on to his family members and the administration. Should he pardon them? Absolutely. Yes, he should. The Democrats are going to try to go after anybody that's associated with the president, like that's significantly associated with him. They're going after those people, including probably his family members, including people in his campaign. Any type of wrongdoing that they can try to find and try to play up, they're going to try to go after it. So he needs to just pardon his family, pardon the people in the administration, extend those powers as much as he can right now. I'm just being real. That's what he should do. The witch hunt is on. And finally, should he pardon himself? Now, this question right here is a lot more tricky, guys, because the Constitution gives the president the power to pardon, which is a way to try to balance out the powers among the judicial system to avoid overreach there. But it does not explicitly state that the president can use it on himself. But it doesn't say that he can't use it on himself. So that's the legal conundrum here. The presidential pardon only gives you power to pardon federal crimes. Now, what crimes did the president actually commit? I don't think he's committed any crimes. Now, what the Democrats and the mainstream media are going to try to say is that, well, he had some campaign finance violations. He was involved in Russian collusion. They're going to try to say that he incited the riots and the protests and try to blame that on him as well, too. They're going to try to use anything in the book to try to justify going after the president. Now, it remains to be seen if Joe Biden will actually do that. I think those are two different questions. And I think the president is concerned about Joe Biden doing that. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I think it will come down to Joe Biden in terms of how far they're going to try to take it. Because, I mean, trying to prosecute a former president, guys, again, that's something that has the potential to further divide the country, has the potential to really take a lot of people down, deeper down in a rabbit hole that really, is a part of the problem here. And just to rewind here, the president pardoning himself will be something that's unprecedented. But I do think he should do it. He should try to do it. Let the courts fight it out in terms of the legality of it. Now, again, that won't excuse him from whatever investigations that the state is going to do. But at least for federal crimes, he'll be covered. Let the courts fight it out. Let the courts fight it out and put the ball in Joe Biden's court in terms of whether he wants to try to overturn that. That's what I would do if I was the president. I would just go ahead and do it because there's nothing else to lose at this point. There is nothing else to lose. You might as well try to protect yourself, protect your own neck, protect your family. Also try to score some wins in the culture war. And that would be a great way to keep the movement strong and to potentially, again, try to mount some type of run in 2024, whether that's himself or if it's some candidate he supports. That's my opinion on it. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Should the president pardon himself? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.